It's airnetwork.net. Welcome to a Thursday evening, and a special evening, by the way. Tonight, the Penguins take on the San Jose Sharks in hopefully the final game of the Stanley Cup Finals live from Pittsburgh at Consol Energy Center. It starts around 8 o'clock on NBC TV, and we're certainly glad to have you along. A little preview or pregame, if you will, with Tom Callihan and Brian Parrish live from Consol Energy Center. Hey, Tom and Brian, I know you guys have to be excited about tonight's game. We talked about it long enough. And tell us how you're feeling tonight, guys.
Well, I tell you what, the excitement here is unbelievable. They say there are 10,000 people outside watching on the big screen. Just coming into the city was unbelievable. Brian, I mean, have you ever seen it?
No, I've never seen anything like this. Of course, to have a team that can actually clinch the cup on home ice.
Oh, yeah.
Heard of it anyways, but they actually set up a second big screen down in Market Square because of how many people were outside of Consol tonight.
Now, I'm expecting some kind of celebration tonight. Now, I'm reading in the press in Pittsburgh that they're only going to allow them to celebrate for 90 minutes. How do you think that's going to work out?
Well, I hope it works. They also went around to the Public Works Department and cleared couches and furniture off of porches and yards. So
well, that's good.
Let's hope it works.
Hey, listen, as long as those people in West Virginia get the news, I think we'll be okay. There will be no burning of couches tonight.
that is the couch burning capital of the United States for sure.
Hey, what's the atmosphere like going into this thing tonight? Not only from a fan's perspective, but also perhaps you guys can share maybe the players as well.
Well, I tell you what, everyone we saw looked kind of relaxed. I mean, the Pens are in a good position, up 3-1. So I think all the pressure is on San Jose, Brian.
Yeah, you'll read the reports. They'll do the interviews. A lot of the players will say, they've got to take this the same way they would any game in any series. But to be able to clinch a Stanley Cup, you've got to understand. I'm sure the nerves are high. The tension's high. There's going to be some tightness out there on the ice. I don't think you're going to see the fluidity that you've seen with the speed that the Penguins have until maybe later in the game. But yeah, I would say that there's a nervous energy here tonight.
All right, it's the airnetwork.net. We've got Tom Callihan and Brian Parrish live from Pittsburgh's Consol Energy Center, and we're sort of like ticking down the moments to that game coming up at 8 o'clock tonight. Hey, let me ask you guys, did you think that we would be in the position we're in now coming back from San Jose? First Tom and then Brian.
Well, I think just talking to you earlier last week, maybe a week and a half ago, Greg, we said that we saw this going 7 games. Here we are at Game 5 with an opportunity to clinch, and you've had some of the NHL's best as far as broadcasters, whatever it might be, saying that San Jose was going to take this series. For us to say that Pittsburgh might have a chance to win this in 5 games, I don't know that looking back a week and a half ago that I would have said that. We said Pittsburgh in 7. I'd be happy with Pittsburgh in 5.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? What do you think, Tom?
I do want to point that out, Greg, that the Air Network, one of the only broadcast groups here that picked the Penguins at all. Most were picking the Sharks in 6.
Well, let me ask you this. I got to believe that at least local media were, of course, hoping that the Penguins could pull this thing out. Because I didn't read a whole lot in the Trib nor the Press or the Post, but I mean, I got to believe locally they thought all along the Penguins would have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, these teams are here for a reason. San Jose may not have shown it yet, but the 3 series that they won prior to this Stanley Cup final, that I would have said that they were overwhelming favorites looking at it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Being a Penguins fan, going to games throughout the year, I had a feeling that if Pittsburgh could use its speed, which they've done, that they could win this series. Now, if they'd asked me 5 games, I definitely would have said no, but here we are in Game 5.
Hey, so your feeling is, I'm hearing you saying that speed, of course, obviously worked to their advantage in this whole series, I guess.
Hey, you know what? San Jose hasn't had an answer for it.
No.
They're a big team. They come, they hit, but their superstars really haven't shown up yet. Pavelski is scoreless in 4 games.
Right.
Joe Thornton has been good, but again, I think Pittsburgh has had that secondary scoring, which has given him the opportunity to wrap this thing up tonight.
And to add to that, San Jose has not been able to take the middle away. And if you can't take the middle away, a speed team like Pittsburgh is just going to punish you. And that's what everyone's talking about. They have to send them to the boards, take that middle away to be successful here tonight. But with the crowd going to be as loud as it's going to be,
Yeah.
it's going to be a tough deal for San Jose.
Hey, looking in the rearview mirror after about a week of this, any impressive plays that stick out in your mind that was really pivotal in this whole series, Brian or Tom?
Yeah, you know what? I think just even last game, getting Malkin on the board, getting him kick-started, I think you saw a different player in that game. He's been good, but he hasn't been great.
Right.
So I think to get him on the board and to get him, into the series finally, I think that's going to go a long way for Pittsburgh tonight.
And I have to agree. And I think having Malkin and Crosby take up space and they eat up defenders, you still got to guard those guys. And that leaves the other guys open, these young Pens, and they've really capitalized on it. So no one's ignoring Crosby and Malkin out there for sure. I think that's what's leading to these younger guys really flourishing out on the ice.
Hey, as we get into this crucial game tonight, guys, hopefully the final game of the Stanley Cup Finals against the Penguins and San Jose Sharks, any kind of injury reports? How are we doing going into this game, health-wise?
I think we're relatively healthy right now on both sides of the puck. So even if there were some nagging injuries, I don't think anyone's going to miss this game tonight. So I think we'll see a full allotment of players on the ice tonight.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it. As I said, we're not too far away from game time. It's 6:41 now as we do this live and, of course, record it and play it back for our friends around the world tonight. Of course, hopefully you're a staunch Penguin fan. But I can remember back to 2009. I believe Sid was, of course, one pivotal part in that series back then. Who do you guys think will kind of stand up and be noticed tonight, Tom, and then Brian?
Well, I think Sid is going to be an integral part. I think I'm going back old school. I'm saying Sid and Malkin tonight. It's got to be their show. They've got to come out and do some things.
Mm-hmm.
So, I love these young stars, but I think Sid and Malkin, tonight's their night to shine.
Yeah, and on the back end, I have to go with Letang. He's been a leader all along as well and has been through these playoffs for quite a few years along the sides of Malkin and Crosby. So I look to Letang to have a big game tonight as well.
All right. I don't know if you guys made it to the media contact today at all, but what's the general consensus, let's say, with Coach Sullivan? Are you hearing anything about maybe his strategy or anything tonight?
No, I think, you know what? He's playing it close to the vest. He's been good for this team. Whatever it is that he's done has worked for this team. I think, honestly, the biggest storyline for tonight's game is who's going to score first. That's been the case for every game in this series so far. Pittsburgh has come out strong. If you look at the numbers, San Jose has not led for 1 second of this series so far.
Yeah.
They won a game in overtime, so it ends there. But they haven't led. It'd be interesting to see, not that I'm looking forward to it, but San Jose scores first and has a lead for a while. Does that change the dynamic of the game? But I don't see it happening. I see Pittsburgh coming out in attack mode. I see them taking this series tonight in 5.
Tom, even though maybe San Jose scores that first puck tonight, that's not going to take the wind out of the sails of the Penguins because we know they always come back from behind.
Yeah, the Pens have done a great job of that this year. How many games we've seen them trailing? Very resilient on the ice. They find a way, they grind, they do what they need to do. You can never count these Pens out, and I think that's what's happened since midway through the season when all the changes were made. These young guys, I tell you, there's just a will to win there.
Guys, I have to admit, I watched the game the other night, and I had to say, when you pull your goalie in the waning moments of the game, I know you're not saying that you've given up, but you're putting other guys on the ice maybe to protect and defend. But doesn't that give you the indication that pretty much it's all she wrote at that point?
Yeah, I've got the feeling that San Jose's a little bit of a broken team right now. Like I said, that could change by scoring the first goal to be able to implement the kind of game plan they want to. But, I mean, what I have witnessed on the ice in these past few games from San Jose, it seems like this is a little bit of a broken team, that whatever they try, nothing is successful against Pittsburgh.
Is there any chance, Tom, that San Jose will come back and maybe even extend this series? I mean, in your mind, being in our house tonight.
Oh, they've got the star power. They just haven't been able to do anything. And I don't see that changing, actually, tonight, especially in front of an energized crowd in Pittsburgh. Say what you will, home ice means a lot. And tonight, especially with a chance to wrap up our first home championship since Mazeroski.
Wow.
This place is going to be crazy.
Hey,
I just don't see them doing it.
I can be counted among the numbers who can say that I was in Forbes Field the day Mazeroski hit that.
Wow.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. But you know what? How many people in your lifetime have you met that actually said they were at Forbes Field that day? You guys can at least say you were at the Console Arena the night they won the Stanley Cup.
We've been talking about that all day, Greg.
We have, and
man.
It's great, Greg. The Johnstown connection here. Had a chance to talk to Dana Hines earlier, and we were talking before. Dana's looking at trifecta this year.
Oh yeah.
And I mentioned to him. I said, Dana, I stood right next to you when they announced Hockeyville. I want to come down tonight with the cup, and he says, well, I'll go one further. He says, I had Hockeyville this year.
Yeah.
He got to work the All-Star game and now the Stanley Cup. So a Johnstown guy, what a great story that is.
Let's talk about Dana Hines from Westmont, and God love his mother who used to referee and do the volleyball games up at Westmont, Tom. Let's talk about Dana for a second. This will be, I don't know, he won a Stanley Cup with Tampa Bay, didn't he, years ago? I mean, this guy was training all over the NHL at one time and finally got to come home.
Yeah, I tell you what. And you're not going to meet a nicer guy than Dana. He does so much for the local schools, for local charities. He is so quiet.
Yeah.
And it's not about Dana. It's never about Dana. He doesn't want it to be about Dana, but you can't help but see him. Every Penguins game, there's Dana and Chris Stewart from Johnstown High School also.
Yeah.
But, a story about Dana, a Westmont eatery, Color Me Cookies, sent him cookies today for the Pens game. He took time out of his schedule today on what could be the game-clinching Stanley Cup game to call and thank him.
Isn't that something?
A Johnstown guy, a Westmont
Johnstown guy. And, he's so humbled. And if you look out around the crowd tonight, you're going to see a lot of Johnstowner, proudly wearing their black and gold. God love them, because they're getting in the house. They did everything that they probably paid. You know what, Tom? There's probably people in there from Johnstown that didn't pay their damn rent, but they're going to go to the game. No, seriously. They're going to be at that game tonight.
Yeah, you might be right. Ticket prices were astronomical.
Oh, man.
And, it's a chance to come see this. I don't know if I'd have paid that much. Who knows? But like you said earlier, to be a part of history here in the city of Pittsburgh.
No doubt.
Perhaps the cup-clinching game, it's just remarkable.
And there's no city that mirrors probably Pittsburgh more than Johnstown, Pennsylvania. So they're in the house tonight representing Tom Callihan and Brian Parrish. They're live from Console Energy Center. Man, I'm just proud to be a part of this whole thing with the Air Network. And what's really cool is we are expanding our programming. We had mentioned Ike Taylor Show is coming to our network this year. In addition to that, we have, and you might have heard, Tom, we've got Marcus Colson coming in next Saturday to Huntington, and he's just going to be hanging out with us for the whole day. So, this is cool, man.
I saw that. What a great message he's going to bring.
Man.
I may come out and join you for that, Greg. I'll tell you.
I hope you do.
Save me a parking spot.
Yeah, I hope you do, but I don't know about parking because you're going to have to go to the municipal lot like I have to. Hey, but listen, let's talk about the game here real quick. So as we see it, I hate to ask people for predictions, but in my heart of hearts, I would be kind of disappointed if they dropped it tonight, but I know we have another chance to pick it up. What's your feeling, Brian? And then, of course, also Tom.
Well, if you look at the odds, who was the last team to be down 3-1 and win it? It was the 1940 Toronto Maple Leafs. So if you're a bet man, I think you go with Pittsburgh winning this series.
Yeah.
Whether it be tonight, Game 6, Game 7, San Jose's got to beat them 3 straight.
Right.
So they haven't been able to do it yet, so we'll see how it goes.
Tom?
I'm calling tonight. We win it 5-1 score. We jump on them quick. They get deflated. The city goes crazy.
Yeah.
It's all over.
Well, listen, I would even bother you guys after the game to get your reactions. But I'm not so sure I'm going to be up that late, but I know you guys will, and I'll be looking for you on television. They never show the guys in press row, so I'm glad that you guys are representing and there tonight. At least some guys from Johnstown and the Pittsburgh area are in the house to help cheer on the Penguins. Are there people moving into the arena right now, by the way?
Yeah, it's starting to fill up now.
Okay.
Just as soon as we started our podcast, the people started coming in.
Wow.
The pen shop was packed with people buying gear and different things. And, the excitement is building.
Hey, when I think of Johnstown hockey, and you talked about Dana Heinze, and God love him, the guy was there for the Johnstown Chiefs many years ago, and I think of our good friend Ziggy, Tom, on nights like tonight, man. You know what? He's really missing. Look at all the kids that Dana and Ziggy and even Stewart helped out from Johnstown. So what a great connection, man.
It really is. Like I said, if you know Dana, you know what a caring person he is. He loves Ziggy. You know, he and I have talked about it. He had tears in his eyes when Hockeyville was named, Johnstown, because of all the good it can do for the kids.
Yeah, and they were there.
He does that tremendously, and it's just a great thing for our area.
Well, when you think about it, like Dana sharpening those skates at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when guys were playing in the senior leagues there, and even after midnight, man, that's got to be a great feeling.
It's a love of hockey, buddy, and he's made it the whole way to the top now, that's for sure.
All right, well, I'm going to let you guys go because I know you're probably going to want to kibitz with some of the celebrities. You see anybody there like, let's say, is Justin Bieber there?
I hope not.
Because he stepped across the big C, I think, when he went out to Chicago one time. I think they'd have to dust him off if he showed up in Pittsburgh. Hey, Brian and Tom, thank you guys. Enjoy the game. I'll look for you on NBC tonight.
All right, thanks, Greg.
Thanks, Greg. Enjoy, buddy. Thanks.
Thank you, guys. Hold on.